a little bit under the weather today, so I'm going to make this quick. This video is for people who are very, very anti-gun. And I'm going to explain to you in a way that has nothing to do with firearms why you should be ardently Second Amendment. It's for people who are very anti-gun as to why they should be ardently pro-Second Amendment. I'll explain. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It's very concise, it's very simple, and it does something that none of the other Bill of Rights or other the Constitution does. It specifically states that this right shall not be infringed. Are free speech zones constitutional? Is the government seizing your property without due process via forfeiture laws, is that constitutional? Seizing of your metadata, and these battles are playing out. Well, the Constitution didn't specifically enumerate that those rights cannot be infringed. It only did that with one. And if they didn't enumerate it with all the other ones, can you infringe on those? Freedom of press, exercise of religion, assembly, speech. At the end, it doesn't specifically enumerate, and these rights shall not be infringed. So here's my case. It has nothing to do with firearms. If we, by either executive order, congressional law, prosecutorial or judicial interpretation of laws and of precedents, and through agencies creating their own interpretation of congressional law, make our Second Amendment rights so onerous that they are an infringement, but they're considered not an infringement, then essentially what we do is we lose the integrity of the Second Amendment and we lose the Constitution as a whole. No matter what your reasons are, even if you were very, very merit-based in your argument against the Second Amendment, there is only one way, and that is through the Constitution, by creating a constitutional amendment that further explains the second or gets rid of it entirely. We've done this before. Right now, as a Philadelphian and a Pennsylvanian, I lose my Second Amendment rights by simply traveling to New Jersey, across the river. I can't keep a firearm, I can't bear a firearm. I don't cease to be an American, but I cease to have my Second Amendment rights, which means that when I travel into another state, or specifically New Jersey, the rest of my constitutional rights are in peril. If they cannot be trusted to ensure, which is exactly what the Declaration states, the government is to ensure my liberties, but if they've turned that around, and they're now taking away my liberties for my own safety, well, doesn't that draw all of the other amendments which have not enumerated that they shall not be infringed? If we infringe upon it so much and then call those infringements not infringements, and we say that this is a right, but for all these reasons, the entire rest of the Constitution is in peril. There are a lot of constitutional battles that we are fighting throughout this country. If we lose the integrity of one constitutional amendment, the rest are in peril. So, even if you are extremely anti-gun, anti-knife, anti-blade, anti-weapon, anti-taser, anti-pepper spray, anti-whatever, if you make this amendment as something that's just words on a page, you draw into question the entire integrity of our unalienable, self-evident rights. You don't have to like the Second Amendment, and you can want to get rid of it, but there's only one way to do it. And that is through creating another constitutional amendment that abolishes or makes certain things more specific about the second. I'm Grant Schmidt with the Millennial Republican channel. I look forward to hearing what you have to say, and I look forward to hearing how you exercise freedom of speech.